I am 30 plus and I am single. Okay, I am unmarried. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Morphe and today I am going to be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me. I was watching this video and I'll put her video and put it in the description box, and I was watching her talk about how she feels about being single at 30. I already used it. I used the Maybelline Superstay foundation. This is my first time actually trying this. I was using the Fit Me for the longest time, and then for some reason the color didn't match me anymore. Okay, it could be the weather changes and all of that, and so I decided to find my shade in the color stay, and this one right now is 360 mocha. Okay, letter to myself. Number one, girl, you're fine. You're okay. You're alive. There's hope. You're fine. It's something that I often have to tell myself and remind myself. I think unfortunately I have moments where I get so wrapped up in what I don't have, not necessarily what other people have, but what I don't have, and what I want to have, I should say, what I desire for myself. Okay, and because of that I tend to be down on myself a bit about that. You're fine. Like, you really are okay. Like, they're like, you're fine. Stop. Just stop. Stop. Sometimes you just stop your brain from tripping. Just stop. God's time is perfect. And it's so funny. It's not funny. I mean, it's funny because this is my mantra. And I don't know if you guys can see it. On my phone, it says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And this one is from Isaiah 60 verse 22. Now, this has been my mantra, my pick-me-upper, and that's why it's literally a screensaver and a lock screen saver, if that makes sense. So I've put it 2 different colors, but still I have made it a part of my life because it is true, right? I think that oftentimes I get so wrapped up in what society feels or what society thinks should happen at a certain time in my life or in people's lives, I don't know, and that is not the case, right? Because your story and my story, we might get to the same end, but our journey could be completely different. God's time is the time is the timeline I want to be on. I can't say the full picture, but I know my God does, right? And ultimately I have come to the realization that, like, I may not necessarily be where I want to be, but I am confident in knowing that God has not left me. Like, he's still with me. He's still walking side by side, right? He's still right here with me. And so because of that, I don't feel alone. Another thing I would tell myself is to be patient, to continue to be patient. Now, of course, there's so much more to me, I guess you could say. There's so much more to the reason why I want to get married. There's so much more to that. However, God is the author of time. I don't know if you guys have listened to this poem called I Will Wait For You by Genetics. I don't know if I remember, I'll put it down below. I held on to the words of her poem so tight. Okay, I still listen to it once in a while, okay, just so my head will be correct. Another thing I would tell myself is that this world is so temporary. This life is so temporary. For me, as a Christian, my desire is to make heaven. My desire is to spend eternity with him, with God. My prayers that I do pray is to not let distractions get in the way from me, right? There are men who are ready, but that does not mean that they're my husband. And for me, I'd rather wait for that person rather than make a mistake or marry somebody that I know is not for me. My desire is to marry somebody that's of my faith. I don't want to be arguing with you about the Bible. I don't want to argue with you about God. And so because of that, I'm just like, I would rather be patient enough to wait for who God has for me, because I also know that whoever he has for me is for me, right? So I'm going to be using the Tammi Revolution palette. Another thing, a point that I would say to myself is to not compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. As Jonathan McReynolds kindly said in his music, comparison. By the way, Jonathan McReynolds, my gosh. Okay, anyways, I love his music. Anyways, that's the point. But yes, comparison is a thief of joy. I feel like a letter to myself, if I really want to be also honest, is not to be scared of love, right? Another thing is not to conform to the pressures of the world. That's the pressures of the world. That's the pressure of the aunties, the uncles, the fathers, the deacons, the mothers, the everybody that just in their head they cannot fathom being single at 30 plus. I don't understand, but don't put your ish on me. That's how I feel about it. I want to be happy in my marriage, and unfortunately there's so many people that are not happy. There's so many people that are miserable, like plain miserable, and I think that maybe that fuels me too, because a part of me is just like, I hear so many stories, the young, the old, everybody's getting married because they say you should get married, you should hurry up and get married, but you are getting married to the wrong person. You're getting married to somebody who is treating you terribly, who is, I don't want that. That's not what I want. Look, I love love, but I refuse to be miserable. I refuse to be miserable. I cannot be like suffering in my single life and then I'm married and I'm suffering again. No, that's not happening. These pressures are not going to be there when you get married. They're not going to be there when you have your child. They're probably not even going to contribute financially to help you. They're not going to be there emotionally for you. They're not going to be the ones laying by your husband at night. They're not going to be the ones that have to cook for you with your children. They're not going to be the ones that have to pay your bills. So please, I'm begging you, please don't conform to the pressure. Take your time. What's for you is for you. It don't matter if you're 10, it don't matter if you're 20, it does not matter if you're 50. What's for you is going to be for you. I found myself when I was dating in my 20s to compare my relationships to my parents, and I was just like, you're crazy. My parents have been married for 30 something years. Please don't act like you're, like, I literally tell myself, like, stop acting like you're married, you're not married. Like, stop giving people wifey, what is the word, like wifey privileges when y'all get friends. Don't do it. So please, everybody, let's check our way, okay? Let's use our common sense with the way that we think about our lives in our 30s. It's not a death sentence. It's not a, oh my gosh, count your eggs. I mean, they say like if you have money, you should freeze your eggs. All right, you guys, so we are done. I am done. I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna stick with this foundation. I mean, I'm definitely gonna put that in my like foundation stack because I really like it. I love the way it looks. It doesn't look so far, like so different from me, so I really like that. I've been really struggling to find like drugstore foundations that work for me now, so I'm happy. I feel like I found one, and I'm just gonna keep this one. Okay, we're just gonna keep this up, the superstay, so that's really good. In conclusion, I would say that being single in your 30s, please remember, my ladies and my gentlemen, it is not a curse. It's not a death sentence. It's not an ovary sentence either. It's not a uterus sentence. It's none of that. Your life, my life, is in God's hands, and he loves me enough to protect me. He literally will bring my husband to me. He will lead my husband to me and me to him, and it's something I fully trust in him for, because he has brought me through so much, right? You know, I think it would be foolish for me to be like, he's brought me through so much but now I don't trust him no more. No, I'm not where I used to be, and the fact that I know that is a blessing. Asking, when are you getting married? If I knew that I would be married, sweetheart, if I knew that I would be married, so except to get a engagement or invitation to my wedding, please don't ask me that, because clearly I don't know. Be who you are, be in your purpose, live in your purpose. Pray and ask God what you need to be doing during this time of singleness, and just enjoy it. Hang out with your friends, enjoy your alone time, because once you get married, it's finished, it's done. Okay, I will encourage for us who do want to get married and who can't wait for that day, to write a list of what your desire is. What do you want? What are the most important? What are things you have to have? You know, the non-negotiables. What are those? Write those down. And once we get that in our head, when a man comes, we're able to go by that list. At least that's what I have done. That's what I've been doing, right? I go by the list, and if it doesn't fit my non-negotiables, it ain't it. I think that's what I would say, and I think that's it. I hope that you enjoyed watching me do my makeup and also talk, and of course, please leave your letters to yourself. What are things that you tell yourself and encourage yourself, and that gives you hope, you know. and peace of mind as well in this singleness phase. But yes, if you have any questions, please leave them down below, and I'll be sure to leave all the things that I used down below as well. Have a wonderful day, you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.